Hey everybody. I have to confess to having a hard time trying to decide how to overview our week on climate design. There's so much information involved inside of this chapter, and yet at the same time there are just some general things that are difficult to outlay for you in such a short amount of time. Generally speaking, the things that we covered throughout this week involve the differences in design because of climatic conditions depending on where our site is. For example, in the tropics, we took into account the location of a home on a site to make sure that we could take advantage of wind movement so that we could get the humidity in and out of the house as quickly as possible. Whereas in the temperate regions, we were more concerned about the angle of the sun, so we could make use of that winter heat from the sun and the low angle that we'll be at. That's just one quick example of the things that we learned throughout this week. We learned about the difference between swale systems in different climatic zones and how we make use of the benefit of less light in dry lands and the benefit of more light in the temperate areas, and just how different the tropics are because of how quickly we cycle through the life cycles in that region. Climate design took us through every zone that we could possibly do design in and the differences within those. And because of that, it's a very extensive topic. So if you're interested in a PDC, I think this is where you're going to start spending a lot of time to realize where the previous chapters start to tie together and how to put it to use for a site that you're designing. For example, you see I'm sporting an Alderman Farms t-shirt today. Later this week, you'll see a video where we went and visited Alderman Farms because that is the site that we are going to design for our permaculture design certificate. It was really enjoyable to go down and see Tommy and Patty in person. Tommy has been to our farm before, but we finally got to go visit his because that site visit was just so critical to being on the ground and seeing what was in place. We could have done a survey with Patty and Tommy over the internet or on the telephone and found out what they wanted to accomplish on their site. But knowing that the design would actually work on the site, it was critical to have been there and to be able to say, oh, well, they want to have paddocks in this area, but wait a second, I remember seeing something there. Maybe we can put that to use in a different way. Something that would not have come up in general conversation or would have been available by looking at online maps. So I hope you're seeing all the pieces fit together, and stay tuned next week when we'll give you another overview of the online permaculture design certificate course.